Hi everyone. Sara is sleepy. We're here in Buenos Aires, and it's been a few nights of being out, and
we're too old.
Sara's too old, and anyway, so we're here. Don't touch it.
Have you noticed that the
Don't
camera always points more towards Ivan than towards me?
Look, you can see.
Like like my shoulder is cut off, and there's like a whole side of you that's on.
Not true. It's just a camera points.
Always more Ivan.
Anyways, so we're gonna answer some of the questions that we have. We actually have some questions that we haven't answered from the 2 weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah. Well, they're new questions.
They're new question. Well, I'm talking about the video, yeah. Which was about practicing. So go ahead, Sara. Can you start helping me with them?
Start helping you.
Go ahead.
Okay. So
by the way, we're ready to go to the Milonga, so we'll do this and we go to
Viva la Pepa.
To Viva la Pepa.
And then we're gonna come home because we need to sleep.
We need to sleep tomorrow at work.
So what was I gonna say? So the question is really interesting. It's actually about practicing for non-professional dancers, and the question is whether it's better to work with one partner you fit with and that you work hard with, or to work with different partners, even if they don't have the same goals and even if they don't want to practice as much. So this is a really tricky question because people don't always have the same goals in their tango. There are people who dance because it is like a way to get out of the house. Some people dance because they just want some more exercise. Other people dance because they want to meet more people or different people. Other people dance because they really are interested in the technique and they want to like get to the highest point that they can with themselves.
So in a way, there are different goals for everyone.
Yeah, and at a certain point, if you really, really, really want to improve, it really, 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 really helps to have a steady partner who has the same goals as you. So, if you're in a community where you are like the two people who want to train in a very serious way and everybody else is more there for the social aspect of it, it can be tricky to go to group classes because,
not everybody's on the same page.
Not everybody's on the same page. So my recommendation, I don't know what Ivan is going to say, but my recommendation is that
pretty much the same.
Practice with the person that has the same goals as you.
As much as you can.
As much as you can. But also put some time in and change partners in a group class because it will help you apply those things that you worked on with your partner to sort of the real world.
So obviously, if you cannot find the partner, right? There's a lot of things that you can work on your own. So I would recommend you, if you have your teacher, either from you take group classes or private classes, whatever they're working on you that have to do with you, that is not related to your partner, which there is a lot of things as a leader or even as a follower you have to do. You can work that with different people. Obviously, it's easier when somebody else is also working on something similar or they're going for the same thing, but let's say you're working on that your lead is more clear, right? I mean, that's obviously a general thing, but that could work with anybody. You can practice with anybody, or even you will be dancing with somebody and you don't even know, they don't even know that you're practicing.
Yeah, I think the question is more geared in the sense that, like, if you're in a small community and you are very serious, you and your partner are very serious, and then you go to group class and the teacher's like, you have to change. Yeah. But, the people that you are in the same community with, they're not working as hard as you, or they're not as interested. Sometimes there's pressure to change partners, and it's really, really tricky because we benefit by dancing with everybody, but at the same time, if there's such a big discrepancy between your goals and your work ethic and your habits, and the goals and work ethic and habits of the people around you, then yes, definitely make more time to practice with your partner, because that's going to make you improve a lot. But at the same time, test your skills and
what you can do is like obviously
with.
in the group class, take the information. You're gonna have to try with different people, and then you can always stay a little longer or rent a space or some place, and then you can practice with your partner whatever you did on the group class.
Yeah.
That's
the limits for me, like if I'm dancing, I dance with everybody. I don't have any like problems dancing with beginners or dancing with intermediates, whatever. I dance with everyone. Where I put the break is when people hurt me. So if I am in a situation where somebody's hurting me physically, like pulling me or pushing me or digging their hands into me or any of that stuff, those are the people that I don't dance with. So if somebody is just a beginner and they're learning, that's fine. But if they're hurting you, then maybe that's a point at which you don't dance with them, regardless of what other people say.
Yeah. I hope we answered the question.
Yeah, I hope so. If you have any more questions about this,
go ahead.
Ask. Next question.
What's the next question? I'm trying to read.
Working out. How important or useful is working out to improve tango?
All that I do is because of tango. Nope. Working out is good on the sense working out period, regardless if you dance tango or not, is something that it keep you healthy, keep you in shape, you look good, whatever. For example, for me, if I work out, yes, it helped me for tango a little bit, but it's mostly let's say when you work out and there's no particular set of muscles that I try to work out all my body. The only thing that I like about the workout is that it makes my muscles aware. When you work out different muscles and you are a little bit sore, or after you've been training, it's like you start feeling, it's like you wake up your muscles a little bit. So you start feeling all the muscles. So then when you start dancing, you start actually feeling really what is that you're using on that moment. So it just makes you a little more aware. I don't think about it on the sense if I do more weight and I go stronger, it's gonna make me stronger for tango. No, because for us it's a question of coordination more than trying to work out really strong. It's a question. Coordination is the strength in a way, but obviously helps for awareness, I would say.
Yeah, in terms of being specific about things, is for example with flexibility. I think in terms of flexibility, but also maybe actually no, that's wrong. For example, we use our legs a lot, so for us our ankles and feet are really important. So if you have very weak ankles or very weak feet or calves, hamstrings, if you're weak in that area, I would work on your leg strength, your ankle strength, focus more on that. The same thing with flexibility. For example, if your hip flexors or your quads are very tight, that's something that you would stretch more, let's say, than, I don't know, your back. Because you use that part of or at least we use that part of our bodies more.
And if you want to be a little more specific, at least for me, what I feel that those are the muscles that they should be there regardless is, for example, obviously you have to do with your core, and your core it connects to your inner thighs and your legs, and from there into your calves. So then you can use more your feet to be able to push. So if I can feel all of that already helps me. For me, the rest on top is just in a way sits there. We don't use it for any.
Yeah. No. When we say core, we don't mean the outside, the part that makes you look like you have a six pack. Yeah. The core is the deep pelvic floor muscles, the stuff that's inside of your pelvis and inside of your torso cavity. But the the other part of this question was about dancing with your energy and not your muscles. I don't understand really what that means. In order to move in this physical universe, we just simply use our muscles. I mean, that using your muscles does not mean that you have tension. Tension and using your muscles is not the same thing.
No.
Usually in the beginning, when you first learn an action, like if I learn how to hold a bottle, let's say I'm holding this bottle, like when I'm a baby, I hold it like this. I squeeze it really, really hard. And the reason why I do that is because I don't understand the measure of strength that I need to hold this. So
the coordination.
And the coordination. So if I once I learn how to hold this, I hold it very lightly. You know, I don't have to grip it so hard because I understand how much energy and strength it needs. So regardless of if I'm doing something with a lot of energy or a little bit of energy, I still have to use my muscles. But in order to not have tension, I need to know how much muscle I should use. So
and that takes practice, experience, and to understanding to know what is that you need.
And sometimes you have to go to the extreme to know how to like little by little go down.
Because sometimes some people think like like in the beginning it's like it should feel relaxed and and all of this. Yes, but like. I mean, for me now it feels relaxed, but it's because I dance since I'm 12 years old and I've been doing all these different things. And for now, I'm aware of what I'm supposed to do, so it's really easy to feel that it's just relaxed. But if he's sitting in an office every day or they are not as active, then it's gonna require more awareness or more energy, at least in the beginning, to try to understand what's the amount of energy that they actually need. So if in the beginning you have to use a lot to understand it, is what's gonna be until little by little, then it's less and less and less until it should be or it feel effortless.
Yeah. So basically, using your muscles is what creates energy. So I don't understand how you would dance with your energy, but not your muscles. It's kind of like saying lead with your intention. I don't know what that is. I mean, that intention could be anything. Like when we talk about things that are physical, like dancing, like movement, we have to be really specific in terms of how we describe it and what we talk about. So understanding your musculature and knowing where you move from and using those parts of your body that you actually really in reality use to move, once you're aware of what your body does, it really changes how you use your body and how efficient you are. So whether you're a social dancer or you're more serious and you dance stage or whatever, understanding your body and understanding your musculature, understanding how you use those parts can only help.
Yeah, so I hope it helps. Fino, you can, of course, write to us again and we can help with that.
Yeah.
Any other thing?
Yeah, so we had another question, and that was about a very specific question. Hi, Marco. Answers for you about El Rosal and... Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yes. El Rosal, it is a choreography. Like we mentioned before, normally in festivals you have to do 4 to 5 songs. And as much as we love to improvise, we also love to choreograph. And lately we always have at least one song that we try to choreograph. And depend on for example, you've seen El Rosal in Germany, which it was some
2 years ago.
2 years ago or something like that. That was the first time. I'm sorry, I'm lying. That's the second time that we did it. And then we didn't do it for a really long time. And then we had another work that we have to do. And then we were sick. So when you're sick and we have, what was that fever?
Okay, thing? Yeah. So when we were in Istanbul, everything that all the videos from Istanbul, I had like 40-degree fever, and it was not.
Yeah, it's funny because there's a lot of things that people don't know from the inside, and you still have to go and perform. We were really, really, really sick at the time, and we have to go and do our best. And so, because you can, when you're sick or you're not feeling good, you cannot depend on your improvisation, because it's when you improvise, hopefully you're feeling good. So something that helps, there's a little safer and you still can perform is a choreography. So we remember that we had that song and we actually did some modifications. Well, we didn't do it because we were not thinking of doing it, and it just happened that all of this happened, and we're like, okay, let's do this other song because we also did Chin Chin and on Istanbul, yes. So we had it we had it 2 choreographies and 1 improvisation. So yes, it was a choreography. Anything else?
In terms of picking performance outfits and shoes and stuff like that.
The shoes are pretty much the same that we use in the milonga, at least for me, right? Do you?
Okay, you can talk about your stuff. I was about to say stuff, but you just interrupted me very
perfect.
easily.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that really quick. This is the message telling us that we have to leave in a couple of minutes. We're good. Go ahead. I'm done. Same shoes.
Okay.
They have to be flexible. And I have pretty much just black shoes. All type of black shoes. Leather, shiny leather, I don't know how they call that. Charol. ¿Y qué es el otro? Anyway, they're all black. And the flexible, the better. Now, when they're flexible and they don't have arch support, I cannot dance in a festival, or if I go to the milonga for a long time, it really hurts my feet. So I mostly use them to perform. But yes, I do not have different shoes. What we do have is that in the bottom of the shoe, we put different things, either rubber or whatever this other material is called, depend on the floor, so then it's not too slippery, depending where we go. But more than that, there is nothing else special in the shoe. Besides that, some of them, Sara's shoes, she will tell you they're custom made.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about my stuff. In terms of my outfits, I draw or design all of my clothes, and I have somebody make them for me because it's really hard for me to find something that's like commercially made. I don't know. I have a particular taste, and I like to wear stuff that I like. In terms of shoes have to be super, super flexible. I don't like hard shoes. So I like a strong last and then a strong heel connection. So that part has to be really strong. But the rest of the shoes should be super flexible. For performance shoes, I like them to not have a lot of padding because then I like to be able to feel the floor more. But if I teach or if I go to the milonga, I like to have more padding. So if I'm only dancing 4 songs, then something with very little padding is great. If I am dancing all night, I like to have padding, but still very, very soft. So when we tour, the problem with shoes and clothes and everything is that we usually can only take like 23 kilos of stuff, and sometimes we're gone for 2.5 months. So actually, I don't have a lot of colorful shoes. Most of my shoes are either black or skin color, because that kind of goes with everything. So when we're touring, I only carry 3 pairs with me. 1 black, 1 skin color, and then 1 skin color with rubber, because some surfaces just can't handle not having rubber. And in terms of brands, I have custom-made shoes from Serbia, from Branko, Tango Sefiro. I like those a lot. And then I also have, I started using Regina, and I like, but I also custom order them to have only the suede at the bottom and not have leather. I'm not. I'm talking normally. And I know we have one more question.
Yes.
But I can't get to it. I'm going to try. In the meantime, Ivan, maybe you can explain what we're doing in Buenos Aires.
So what we're doing in Buenos Aires, and this is what's going to help us to our vlog for next week. Like many people know, this is the time of the World Championship, which normally we don't really like to take part of it. There is a lot of things that we don't share in a way. And a lot of things we like about it. it's like I think it's a good thing for a lot of people. I mean, to promote tango, and somehow it gives students or people that they wanted to learn a goal, so then they can feel that they accomplished something. The only problem that have changed or I don't know, it's always been that way, but obviously everybody wants to win. You go to a competition and you have the hope that you will win. But what at least bothers me in particular, that's why we haven't been part of it, and we don't share the same things that maybe other colleagues, is that people prepare themselves just for the championship, just to be able to score a good,
just be able to have a good result. So
instead of
working on their tango and improving their dance,
to dance better,
just to
period,
dance better.
not just for the championship. And what does that mean? People only, for example, if we talk about stage, they only know how to do that choreography that they train for, let's say, even a year before, or 3 months before, or 6 months, depending on the preparation of the couple. And they only train for that, but they are not really training for, my opinion, how to dance tango. It looks like they're doing tango, they're doing the tango movements, but many of them, you'll be surprised, they cannot go to the milonga, and they don't go to the milonga. That's no, and it's not that they have to, but it's like you have to be able to have the skill, if you're a tango dancer, to be able to dance socially. That then you don't like it, that's a different thing, but you should be able to have the skill. So that's something that in a way it bothers me. I mean, talking about stage, but also with salon, that lately it looks like it is an improvisation, but people actually prepare choreography to go and compete. They put one step after the other one and they just repeat it over and over again, and that's for many people in the championship is to improvise. And we don't really share that. That's no improvising. You are actually setting up a choreography to be able to go and compete, and you can only do that. Many of them, they don't know how to dance waltz, or they don't know how to dance milonga, or anything different like that, or they train just specifically
or more
for
than
that.
those 5 or 6 steps.
Yes, because of the rules, and before it was like you cannot lift your legs, so there are no boleos, and you don't want to go too fast, so everybody, they try to contain themselves, so then they start to limit what they can actually do technically and on terms of expression. And then it's like it's not true in a way, and it's just to be able to fit in the championship. And it's sad because sometimes there have been some champions that I like, that you see them when they won, and you're like, okay, you can tell that they're good, but it's okay, right? You don't see there's nothing wow about it, and then they won, and then they start touring, and then you see a completely different couple. I mean, it's the same couple, but now they're showing really their true colors, really how they dance. And it's just really sad that actually they have to contain themselves of what their capacity is, just to be able to fit in the rules of the championship, so then somebody can judge you, obviously. And then, once that they win, they're like, okay, now we're free, we could do whatever we want. And then really when you see them shine.
But unfortunately, those are kind of the exceptions. Unfortunately, people who train for the championship or practice for the championship, many people only practice for the championship, and it's really limiting. And I hope that people kind of understand that maybe that's not the goal. The goal isn't to fit into the mold of the championship. The goal is to be yourself, and to improve your dance, and to improve your technique, and to improve your musicality and your expression, all that stuff. And if this championship thing is really subjective, where tango is not ballroom, there aren't these strict rules about where your pinky should go and the angle of your elbow and whatever position like there are in ballroom. So
a little bit more in ballroom.
It's it's a really subjective thing. Like people either like how you dance
They don't like
or
it.
they don't like it. And, you know, trying to look like the guy who won last year or the year before is not, I don't think it has a purpose really. So yeah, so ask us questions because we're here for 3 more weeks until the end of the championship.
And then we'll tell you how is that we are part of the championship.
And ask us questions or tell us what it is that you want to know more about. Because we'd be super happy to discover things for you and let you know. So the last question I remember was about how it is possible to make both people in a couple shine. For me, the key thing for that is that the use of energy of both people is the same.
Have to be equal.
If I'm passive and Ivan is dragging me around, then of course I'm going to look like a satellite and Ivan is going to look like the one who's dancing. If Ivan is just standing there and, you know, picking me up and putting me down from one side of the embrace to the other, and I'm doing all this stuff with my legs and my arms and all that stuff, and he's just standing there basically like a ballet bar, then of course, you know, you're going to see me more. But if a couple, each person moves themselves with the same energy as the partner,
meaning that you're truly moving together, then you see the couple. When you start to see more one person individually all the time, then it is a little bit of a problem. Sometimes you can have some performers, including us, that there are moments that we meant that I want you that you watch more what Sarah's doing and what I'm doing, depending on what we wanted to show. But in general, you should be able to see more of a couple, like both of them don't know who to look at, and once in a while, you know, shift from one into the other one, depending on what the couple is trying to show you.
Yeah, or to really see the couple moving. I mean, that's what's so beautiful about tango, is that we really move together. So that part about, you know, moving simultaneously and really together and with the same energy is I think really important. Probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we gotta run.
Yes, stay in touch and send us some questions.
And next time I'm gonna set up the camera so it's actually even.
Go ahead.
See? Look, this is where it should be. It should be right here. See, that's the center. I know it's hard for you to understand. He's pushing me over. Okay, guys. And today is a very special day. It's my best friend Anna's birthday.
Anna, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We love you. Well, I love you. He just has to love you because I love you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.